Good day and welcome to the show, Soul Covers. We are here from an undisclosed hotel room. It's tough getting this set up all working while I'm on vacation, but as you see on the screen right there, mate, we have to hit record. We have to get a video out. We have just been on a crazy run since I left my country. Last 2 days, 6-1 run, good for plus 8.74 units. Look at all that green on the screen. We've been doing really well, and that one bet, Phoenix Boston over 226 and a half, that lost by the hook. That game finished at 226. Just briefly looking back, and before I do that, it is Sunday, 6th of April. Make sure you go follow me at Soul Covers on Twitter. Get these bets as I place them. Like the video. We're doing this while we're on vacation. Got to get these videos out. Yeah, I mean, Pistons Raptors under 2 days ago. Model liked it. Market liked it. We played it. Um, Boston, yeah, we've been saying on this show, like, since the very beginning, back Boston after a win, after a loss. Doesn't matter what the spread is. I don't care if it's a 20-point spread. If they're coming off a loss, just play them blindly. They beat the Suns by 20 points. Yeah, as we said, missed on the over there. Um, as for Houston, OKC, Houston beat OKC. I haven't been able to watch any of these games. I'm literally just placing these bets and just getting on with my day. But we had that game projected at OKC minus 4.5. We saw some of the sharper books moving from 7 to 6. So I was like, yeah, give me some Houston. And they snap OKC's 11 game winning streak. And then, yeah, we threw a lot of money at the Clippers. Dallas's first game in the Intuit Dome. Clippers now have a stupid record when their opponents are playing their first game in that arena. If you need more info on that, go check out my last video. It's like something like 22-8 or some stupid record. And then we also backed the Grizzlies today to cover against the Pistons. We walked into that game with a bad ticket, but the read was just so on point. This game opened at around 1.5. Saw it creeping up to 2.5. I wanted to take the Grizzlies when Cade got ruled in, but my schedule didn't allow for it, so I just took them at -2, seeing the board move to 2.5. Cade gets ruled in late, Jar gets ruled out late, but we've seen this Grizzlies team, they're starting to turn it around a little bit. Like that Heat win was really important for them. And yeah, we see team brings back a high usage player, ultimate, always a fade spot. So doing really well. We've got 2 bets locked in as of right now. I don't think I'm going to be placing any more bets. I just don't have the capacity to keep my eyes on the odds board. I missed a few good numbers, so feeling really good about what bets we do have at the moment. So let's get into it. I think there's like 10 games on the slate. Going to be flying through some of them. So first, this is not the game we are looking at. This might take me a little while. No, that Lakers game is going to be a fucking amazing game. Okay, here we go. Bulls Hornets. Let me just check. Yep, and yeah, won't be able to have the live odds up as well. I need 3 monitors for that, and we are doing this off a laptop screen. So, Bulls and Hornets, like this might be the biggest Bulls spread on the road of the entire season. We see this opened at 8.5, now at 9.5. Pretty clean injury report on both sides. Mark Williams is probable. We see the projections and the total right in line with where this game should be. Yeah, look, I don't want any part of backing the Bulls as 9.5 point favorites. Like, if anything, like this is a sneaky sell high spot on the Bulls, but I'm not playing into this. So let's move on to Raptors Nets, another pretty gross game. We saw this open at -2, now at -3, so a bit of Raptors action entering the market. Certainly understand that. They've been the better team than the Nets in this last final stretch. Looking at the Raptors injury report, Scotty Barnes is questionable. Quickly and Pirtle are out, likely for rest. Nets, yeah, no Cam Johnson, no D'Angelo Russell. I'd say definitely a Raptors spot here. Yeah, Nets record with Cam Johnson in the lineup has been like they're over 60% against the spread with Cam Johnson in the lineup. Without Cam Johnson, I'd say they're around 500, maybe a bit below 500. Looking at the total, we've seen it move down off that 216 now to a consensus 214.5. So, look, if Raptors -3, probably one of the better bets on the board currently if you're just coming into this with nothing. Lakers OKC, wow, we see our projections just have this at Thunder -17. In terms of the line movement, we've seen this move from 9.5 back to 9, so a bit of Lakers action entering the market. I do understand that because now that OKC 70 wins is out of the question for them, they can start resting guys. They can start like just not really giving a shit. Like so, yeah. Like they just want to go to the playoffs healthy. That's all they want to do. So looking at this spread, I'd certainly still lean OKC, but it still is a lot of points to lay against a Lakers team that has hell of a lot more to play for than the Thunder. Looking at the total, and I also don't want to fade OKC coming off a loss. So yeah, OKC or nothing. If I somehow see the board moving back towards OKC, maybe I'll pick up an OKC ticket, but nothing from me at the moment on the spread. Looking at the total, we see it open at 233.5. Now consensus 232, so definitely some under action. I understand that. I wanted to grab a 233 under, but I wasn't able to. I have accounts at around 10 different sports books, but I can only access a few of them while I'm outside the country. So the 233 wasn't available to me, so I just didn't play it. Again, 232.5, one of the better bets on the board, taking the under. But on the other hand, this Lakers defense, like OKC, they could just score like 130, 140 on this Lakers team. I would not be surprised. So gonna be a great game to watch. I may have to turn that one on. Jazz Hawks. Ugh. Yeah, just a bit of a gross game here. We have seen a lot of over action in this. We see we see this open at 239.5, and it has gone all the way up to 244, I believe. Yep, 244 projections at that number, like the under. Am I playing an under with the Jazz and Hawks, especially in Atlanta? No way. Absolutely not. We have two pace-up teams. We have Jazz, one of the league leaders in three-point volume. This game's probably going over. I would not be playing into the projected total here. Absolutely not. Spread seems pretty on point. The Jazz, like, they're going to be no market. Like, I'm not even looking at the Jazz injury report. I just know that no Markkanen, no Collins, maybe no Walker Kessler, maybe no Jordan Clarkson. So let's just get this game off my screen. Wizards Celtics, where we see this game open at 19.5, and it is now 20.5. We got this game projected at Celtics -22. Am I backing the Celtics as 20-point favorites at home? Absolutely not. For me, gun to my head, I would play the Wizards, but let's have a look at this injury report. Is Chris Middleton playing this game? No Middleton, no Kaishon George, no Koulibaly. Tatum and Brown are questionable. Yeah, I just want nothing to do with this spread. Wizards or nothing though. Total projected at 229, opened at 226 and a half. I think it's moved down. It has moved down a point. Yeah, no opinion on this game. 20-point spread, though. I certainly do not back Boston. Like, the only team you should be backing as a 20-point favorite is the Thunder. We saw the Thunder cover that number against the Hornets maybe a few weeks ago. Now, to a game that we do have a bet on. Kings and Cavaliers. Total open at 235 and a half. Now at 236 and a half. We played the over at 235 and a half. Got that down for 2 units. These teams matched up in Sacramento about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. We played the over and cashed the over in that game, and we're going right back to it. Neither of these teams have been very good defensively, especially lately. We know the Cavs can just light up anyone, at any time. So yeah, we played the over now at 236. 236 and a half consensus? Can you pick up a 236? Is the 236 available? And no, there is not. So 236 and a half, I'd say play that for a unit. We've got 235 and a half for 2 units. Looking at the spread, we saw this open at 9.5. It's moved to 10. I have been looking at playing the Cavs. We did see some 10.5s pop up, and now most of the board is more at 9.5. It is a long number for the Cavs, who just like they haven't really been playing well. Like, they beat the Spurs by 1, and I think they had the full team that game. Like, Cavs, and just another team, they just want to go to the playoffs healthy. They're certainly not worried about covering this spread. So even though we got this projected at Cavs -14, the Kings have so much more to play for this game. So we're just backing the over. Let's move on to Spurs Trailblazers. Opened at 4. It moved back to 3. Now that is because Denny Advia is questionable. I don't want anything to do with the Blazers spread without Denny. Like, he's just been so good this season. I cannot back this Blazers team without Denny, even if it is the Spurs. Same with the total. Like, I've been harping on a lot that the Spurs' worst defense in the NBA since the All-Star break. Don't really want to back an over without Denny either, but in terms of, if you are available to go play the Blazers, go play the over. If Denny gets ruled in, that's what I would say is one of the better bets currently on the board. Definitely don't want to be taking the Spurs, but yeah, Denny just super important for this Blazers team. He has been balling this season. Bucks Pelicans. Ignore these projections. Like, these projections, they've got efficiency numbers that include Zion, include Trey Murphy, include CJ. So just ignore all of these projections here. In terms of the spread, opened at 11.5, now at 8.5. So that's understandable. The Bucks did just play in overtime against the They just played an overtime against the Heat back-to-back. Now, do I want to back the Pelicans, though? Absolutely not. Total, we've seen the total drop down, I believe. Yeah, so nothing from me on this game. Just a bit of a gross game. So next, Suns Knicks. This is a game that we do have a bet on. We played the over. We did not get the opening total of 225.5. We got 226.5 for 3 units. That was my best bet of today. Now we see the total's moved down a little bit. So this total got as high as 230. It has since moved back down to 227.5. So we've seen some overaction, now some underaction. Now at current numbers, I think a 226.5 is not available. There are 227s. I still like the over this game. I would go play that. Even though there has been some under action moving this back down, I'd still go play it. This Suns defense is just awful. Knicks bringing Jalen Brunson back, that'll be big. Look at the spread, opened at 7.5, projected at 9.5. Um, we see it at 8.5 now. I don't want anything to do with the Knicks bringing back a high usage player, but I don't want anything to do with this Suns team either. So it's just over me for me this game, nothing else. I think this is the last game. We got Pacers and Nuggets. Uh, Pascal Siakam is out. We saw this spread open at 4. Uh, now it's 6.5. Jesus, that's a lot of points. Yeah, we got this projected at 2.5. So even though Siakam is out, I would Pacers maybe one of the better bets on the board. This Nuggets team, like they haven't performed well against top 10 teams this year, and this is a Pacers team that has been playing like a top 10 team in the league since the All-Star break in 2025. So I'd say it's Pacers or nothing, even though the line has moved towards the Nuggets. I'd resist that and play the Pacers. I do not have any bets on this game. One bet that I did miss was the over, open at 237.5, now at 239. So we got this projected at 241.5. The Pacers defense is a lot better with Siakam on the floor. I can get that. Like, he's a great switch defender, can switch 1 through 5. So I certainly understand that. I'm not going to chase some steam now on the 239. Last game on the board is Rockets and Warriors. We got this game projected as a pick'em. Now I always gotta like be careful with these Rockets projections because they've got such a good net rating, but they are just a little bit fraudulent. Like, you can see the championship odds, like the Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, all got better championships odds than the Rockets. Like, that's very telling. We've seen this spread open at 3, now at 4.5, so definitely some Warriors action coming into the market. Also seems to be like a bit of an under spot. Our projected total does say under as well. Um, any injuries to look at? Rockets coming off a great win against the Thunder. Very clean injury report besides Jabari Smith being out. So, best bets for today. We've only got 2 of them. Knicks and Suns over 226.5. We saw this shoot up. It just came back down. So 227, I'd still go play that. And Kings Cavs over 235.5. Got that for 2 units. Now at 236.5, I'd play that for 1 unit. So walking into tomorrow's slate with, as of recording, 2+ CLV tickets, we will take that. Hopefully, we can continue this very strong run over the last 2 days. Until next time, let's get the books sold.